Hey folks, so welcome to my channel. Do not forget to subscribe, follow us, and to share your experience, what you're doing with the sovereign data, and so on. On my last video, we talked about the small data and the difference between the small data and the big data and so on. So we agreed that the small data actually is human-friendly and brain-friendly data that you could digest, you could own. It's a curated data set, and you keep it small to be digestible with you. But then it's the valid question. So what capacity of the data we could handle in our brain and how? And somebody said that we could not handle the shopping list of more than 7 items. For some people it's even 4. So then we see that, maybe it's a challenging question, and we always try to extend this capacity. And then we have the big philosophical topic is just extended brain. So our ultimate goal is the artificial intelligent agents extended brain, but it's not a new dream and a new thing that actually we are the hackers for the thousands and thousands of years actually. So we always extend our brain somehow, and you could not say that your brain exists in some isolation from your body. So the first tool that you have to extend your brain capacity is your body and the information that you get from the body and all other things. And as the big actually question that your brain is not isolated. Your brain actually connected with your feelings, with your body, with all other things, and actually the brain appear actually to control the stable parameters of your body and all other things. And yeah, I know it's quite obvious, but the next thing that you interact with the environment, and environment is the quite complex thing. And our brain, for example, work super good when we changing the position in environment. So when you need to learn something, just go for a walk, or if you want to listen some audio book, just go for a walk. You will get much more from it if you just sitting at home. So it's a small hack, but the most mind-blowing extension of our brain actually we get when we get born, because we born in a state that we not independent, and we need time to grow and get stronger, and it's quite uncommon for mammals, but it's what we have. And the trick is that to survive we heavily rely on other people, and the biggest extension of our brain and the journey of the agents begin from the social brain, because we rely on our parents to teach us, then we rely on other people, and we heavily social. And one of the biggest brain extensions begin when we start sharing the information with others. And it's a good question what you actually know yourself, and why you rely on the knowledge of other people and the social brain. And could you do a lot of things that just casual, and could you replicate them? Could you bake your bread and have your grains, and get your food and all those things? So we rely heavily on other people. And a lot of interesting things begin when we start sharing the information. Yeah, and the biggest extension of our brains actually was the invention of the pictures, written language. And then we get near the Renaissance, the new revolution, because the books was already there, but these books was hard to produce, and even with the printing, it was some specific books for some super talented people. But in some point in Renaissance, we start note taking our own ideas, and our knowledge gets private. Yeah. And actually it's some kind of subset of the small data. So it's just a book that we care with ourselves and put our own ideas and minds and extendable memory. So it was the first revolution of the small data that ever happened. It's a commonplace book of the Renaissance. And after that, we will discover a lot of cool things. So we will learn about brain more. We will realize that linear note taking it's not working. That we will try to mind map a lot of things, or use the colors, or use the different hacks, and the entire industry of the mind making and all other kind of maps will appear. Before this, in 70s, it will be the Zettelkasten and Luhmann with his new idea how to process, store, and work with the information, how to keep the connection with the information. It will be all around how our brain store the information, and we store it via in creating the connections between the concepts, and all this will be evolving to some extremely complex ideas like the graphs, and graphs will evolve to the dynamic or temporal graphs and all those things. But in some point we will have them strange thing, because we will have a lot of theories and we will have a lot of tools that don't synchronize with the way how we think, and it's a problem that in some point we just lose the connection because the complexity was growth, and right now we just need to get back to the harmony where we still have some tools that extend our brain, but we get this information in so natural and digestible way that we don't need to think much, and for us it's just extension of ourselves. And I guess that right now we have this chance with the artificial intelligence and LLMs, because the LLMs is just the human API interfaces, so they use just the natural language, so you don't need to be a programmer to interact with the LLM. You just writing the prompts and getting back the answers. So it's super powerful, and it's really extend heavily the capacity and the definition of the small data, because right now with the LLM and artificial agents you could process much more, and you could get the information in a more condensed, more compressed and contextualized way. So I guess that it will be the revolution for the next years to get the personal and private assistant that really focus on your needs and helping you to process and manage the huge amount of information, and create this curated small data for you. And I guess that it will be in some different forms. Maybe in some point it will be in a form that may be a bit alien for our brain, but more friendly for the LLM. I don't know how we will evolve with this technology, but definitely the small data is the next big thing. So it was cool to talk with you, and see you next time. Cheers.